Hi everybody, I'm Tony Schaefer
And I'm John B.
of What Drives Us here at the Chicago Auto Show.
With us today we have the Ford Mach-E electric SUV.
Ford decided to bring an exhilarating EV to market and call it a Mustang. Did they go with the fastback? Maybe the convertible? Perhaps an electrified Mustang Shelby? Nope, it's an SUV.
With the Mach-E, Ford is offering a variety of trim levels to suit different buyer tastes, range, and budget. Starting with the Select, Ford is offering 230 miles of range. Stepping up to the Premium and California Route 1, buyers can expect up to 300 miles of range. If you want a little bit more performance, you can certainly go for the GT. That will drop the range to 250 miles, but certainly increase the performance. At launch, Ford will offer a first edition, and that's sitting at 270 miles of range. Most trims are available in rear-wheel and all-wheel drive, with the Premium and California Route 1 only available in all-wheel drive.
The California Route 1 will get from 0 to 60 miles per hour in the mid 6 seconds range. The first edition, Select and Premium, can achieve the same in mid 5 seconds. The GT in under 4 seconds with 332 horsepower. Now, get this, the GT Performance has 459 horsepower, achieving a mid 3 seconds 0 to 60. We're talking Porsche 911 territory on an SUV. The Mach-E is available in 2 different battery sizes, and the Select and Premium are available in the standard size, which is 75.7 kilowatt hours. The California Route 1, the GT, and the first edition are available in the extended range battery, which is 98.8 kilowatt hours. Now, the only exception here is that the Premium is available in both the standard range and the extended range.
The Ford Mach-E is right-sized, slotting in between the Ford Escape and the Ford Edge with a length of 186 inches or 15.5 feet. The width is 74 inches or 6 feet 2 inches, and the height is 63 inches or 5 foot 3 inches. We're fortunate to have Lisa Teed from the Ford Motor Company to talk about the Mach-E here on stage at the Chicago Auto Show. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
Now, you're just explaining to us the design of the Mach-E. It takes inspiration from the Mustang, of course. It has its name. We can see some of the cues in the front and the rear. You want to maybe just give us a brief overview on what the design means and perhaps some of the finer details of the roof and the profile of the vehicle.
Great. So for you viewers out there, the Mustang Mach-E is truly a Mustang. And some people will say, well, is it really a Mustang? And we're saying, actually, it is an all-new Mustang into the family of Mustangs. And the reason for it is because it does draw off the heritage of Mustang for all those attributes of fun, fast, and what we consider to be freedom. Freedom to be able to be that driver just who has authentic love for driving on the roads and not ever feeling like they need to be held back. So when we want to start pulling out some of those cues from the Mustang Mach-E and why it connects back to the true DNA of Mustang, we can take a quick look here and you'll see some obvious answers. So first, the back haunches of the wheels back here. You're going to see these big, bold haunches. They hold to the road. It suggests strong, sturdy, and ownership of the power that's going to be coming underfoot. You see the sleek line of this roof line here, and really, by perception, you see it as a fastback. But in reality, this is part of the body as well, and it is painted black, which actually enhances the entire interior space for that passenger in the second row. And then when we get back to the very back end of the vehicle, we have the traditional tri-bar tail lamps, and we also have the tri-bar headlamps. So when those headlamps are on, you'll see the traditional design. But does that really say that it's Mustang just because we're pulling cues from it? It really comes back to what is fundamentally iconic of Mustang. It comes back to the power of fast. So what's unique about this all-new Mustang is that it's all electric versus the traditional ICE or incombustible engine powertrains that gives you that power and performance. And what all electric really gives you is power underfoot because you have unrelentless, immediate torque as soon as you put your foot into the vehicle.
Right, so then of course, you've mentioned earlier now, so this is a nice spacious 5-passenger vehicle, plenty of cargo, lots of new tech. I can see one right here. We see there's a handle and a door. I guess we're doing away with traditional door handles?
Well, so if Ford Motor Company, as we decide to take what we consider in a leadership position to do something more like a leader, we are doing new technologies as well. So what this is the e-latch. It's as simple as a one-touch, which would release the door latch mechanism, and it would open ever so slightly. And then you, as the user, would finish with the ergonomics of pulling it towards you so that you can do ingress and egress. So this type of design makes it very sleek looking. You'll see that the belt lines are higher. We also have it on the back or second row doors. So e-latch will be the form of actually unlatching the mechanism to enter. And the high-tech technology is with the key fob in your pocket and or your phone as your key as the way to enter. The car will know who you are. So you actually have a relationship with your car. And that car will then acknowledge your presence and will begin the process of getting in and out of the car versus a stranger.
Of course, being an SUV, it's available in both two-wheel drive and all-wheel drive forms.
Right. So let's talk about the powertrain. So the drivetrain will come in rear-wheel drive and or all-wheel drive. So on this particular vehicle that we have in front of us here, right after the badge of the Mach-E, there's a number 4. That's for all-wheel drive. And then the X badge means extended range. So this has the larger battery in it. So effectively, with an all-wheel drive extended range, what you're going to find is you're going to get the ability to either have more performance, more range, or the driving dynamics and handling will be that much more responsive because you're going to have electric motor in the front as well as in the rear of the vehicle that'll be giving the power to all 4 wheels independently.
Awesome. And are you able to touch on charging capabilities?
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's just start with here's the port. It is by design up here in the front of the vehicle, which is convenient for the driver. But essentially, you're going to have your traditional port, the one that's SAE compatible. So you're going to find that it's not a unique design by Ford. We actually are following an engineering standard, and it accepts both 110 and 220. It also accepts DC direct charge. So what that means is that if you're going to go to a high voltage supercharged station, that the vehicle itself has the ability to accept that energy at the rate of speed that charging station is providing it. So it accepts all 3 types. What comes standard in the vehicle will be a cord, or we call it the mobile charge cord, which has the capability of using both a 110 or a 220. So it gives you the flexibility of an OR condition so that you can actually take that, plug it in here, and then plug it into whatever appropriate outlet. We also do a home charging solution, which includes a wall charger from Ford Motor Company. And that wall charging solution is basically to complement if you have the ability to charge at home, set up the station in your garage or outside your garage. That just gives you the most convenient form of charging in our perspective because it's your normal daily habits. You come home, the car is static, you plug it in, and you'll have the ability to leverage either 110 or, well, actually the home charging solution with the wall charger is 220, and it's a 48 amp charger, so you're going to be able to optimize the amount of charge going in. And I believe from the projections, we're somewhere like at 26 kilowatts an hour on the 220 32 amp, and then it's like 32 kilowatts on the 48 amp. So you're going to get a pretty decent rate of charge going in from a kilowatt perspective in the vehicle. And then we also have access to the Ford charging network, which is over 12,000 charging stations in the United States, that we have contracts set up so you as a user using your vehicle, using your Ford Pass app, will be able to find those stations, and you'll be able to already transact with them without having to set up individual accounts across the nation. So that's a huge benefit from an efficiency. And we also position that as part of the freedom, the ease, the use, the freedom to go, the freedom to have access to charging. It all follows in that same suite that this is a very smart design because we're trying to make it convenient and effortless for those things that feel like they're not always so effortless. And obviously if you're not having to fill up your tank with gas, you're not actually having to do oil changes either. So now you have the freedom of going to the pump and freedom to going to get service. So a lot of excitement that comes with this vehicle.
When can someone reserve this?
Okay, so we're taking reservations as we speak. So if you'd like to have one of these, want to be one of the first to have one of these, just go to Ford.com. You can pick out the configuration. It only requires a light configuration of what you think you'd like, along with a $500 deposit. When it's time to order, you'll be contacted, and at that time you can finalize all the specifications to your preferences, and then you will be put into a production slot. We do expect the vehicles to be in the market, on the roads at the end of this year here in the United States.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Lisa, from Ford Motor Company, for your time. We appreciate for telling us more about the Mach-E, and we're very excited to see this in production and on the roads, and we look forward to test driving this, actually.
Yes.
So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
One of the cool things about an EV is that it frees up a lot of space otherwise occupied by engines, transmissions, and all that stuff. The Mach-E freed up so much space under the hood that it has a frunk. Now this frunk can also be used as a cooler, which makes it the ultimate carpooling vehicle. Now, unfortunately, we can't open the hood right now, so I'm going to go straight to stock footage and show you some of the pictures that Ford has of the frunk. Now, in the back, the cargo space is 29 cubic feet with the rear seats up. That balloons to almost 60 cubic feet with the rear seats down. Again, can't open it. I'd show you if I could. The really neat thing, speaking about interior space, is that interior headroom is increased with the implementation of a full panoramic glass roof. It's amazing. You need to see it. In fact, more stock footage coming your way. Now, I mentioned about the frunk as a cooler, and you're thinking, well, I'm not going to throw a bunch of ice and stuff in there because I'll have to pail it out, by hand. No. There's an outlet in the bottom that can allow liquids to drain out, making it possible to use it as a cooler, let all your ice melt, let your beer get cold, not adult beverages if you're going to drive, save that for someone else. And when you're done, you open up the valve and the frunk drains out. Come on, somebody was thinking really hard when they installed that.
The Mustang Mach-E is not Ford's first EV, but we expect this to be a hit. Mach-E starts from $43,895 for the Select version, rising to $60,500 for the GT. And that's before the $7,500 tax credit the Ford still has, and of course, any state incentives. This makes the Mach-E an affordable electric muscle car that doubles as an SUV.
I want to give a special thanks to Lisa Teed from Ford for spending so much time with us and giving us so much great information. And you know that if we get more information about the Ford Mustang Mach-E, we're going to talk about it on What Drives Us.
And the only way to know that is to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/whatdrivesus, or like us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/whatdrivesus. This is the Ford Mustang Mach-E at the 2020 Chicago Auto Show.